Alrighty. So, we've been chucking these in. We've added our brine mix. How it generally works is you wash these out, let them dry. Then you've got to come along and put a seal on. When you get this seal on, there's an edge, and you've got to get this in the edge correctly. Now, that's your little edge there. So, bottle, lump out, little groove, and final lip. And you've got to get it in there. And it'll come up sort of almost like a bit of a 45-degree angle. With a bit of luck, we can get some focus there and you can see what I mean. Now, one thing you've got to do is make sure it doesn't come out like this one. Otherwise, you've got to go around. And I always do this after anyway, and I sort of readjust. Now, this one was obviously done bad deliberately, just as a good example. But these sort of things where it's, on one plane and then it turns onto another plane, and that's not going to seal. That's not going to seal at all. I've found there's a way where I get my middle fingers and I sit the ring over the top of the jar first. I sit one middle finger this side and the other one that side. Then put the index fingers, one on the left and one on the right, and keep pulling and then drop it down and release. Then I go around and straighten it all. After you've done that, first of all, fill your stuff up. You are not filling this up with your brine, your pickling mix, whatever you want to call it. First of all, you're whacking in your eggs, your Jerusalem artichoke, peas. Hell, there's even a way I've seen them do meat. And you whack all that stuff in. Once that's done, then you fill it up with your pickling mixture, only because you're getting your stuff in the middle. What you should do as you fill it up, which I've forgotten with these three, and it's actually best to put it in the bottom, is in the bottom you'll whack any sort of herbs you kind of would like, except sage. Sage apparently turns everything really bad. So I'll show you what I've put in these Jerusalem artichokes. Actually, I won't. We'll do all that on the pickling mix. But yeah, chili flakes, whole peppercorns, bit of dill, bit of cumin, coriander seeds, stuff like that you throw in. Then you throw your stuff on the top. Some people will sort of layer it through so they have a bit bottom, bit of middle, bit top. And when you fill this with your pickling mix, so once you've done your herbs, you fill it with your pickling mix, and she should be like 3/8 of an inch, no more than 1/2 inch from the top. Then you put your lid on. Then you get your little clip, and your clip will go under your final square lip, and then over the top. So you hook it on one side and just sort of stretch it and press down, and it goes click on the other side. Whatever you do, try very hard to get it in the center. Center. So anyway, I've only got 2 eggs left like that, and a whole ton where I might as well show you. She sort of goes like that. It's literally about 1/3 where the yolk is, either right on the side and the skin comes off, or it's like so thin you can literally see the yellow through it. I'm going to try and take the yolks out of those because these will start boiling. I reckon it'll just blow the yolk all through like a big soupy mess of cloudy shit. So long and short of it is, I'm going to pop all the yolks out, leave them in this bowl or another bowl or whatever, and then just put the egg whites in. I've sort of missed doing the herbs and stuff in the bottom of the other one, but I'll do that now and the rest of these, and I'll redo me. And we'll finish those 5. You got to use the same kind of jar, at least in height, not necessarily width. But it's good to get all the same sort of jar, because when you fill it up into your jig, you fill up the hot water right to the bottom. So I'll give you a clue what I'm talking about. You've probably seen this in the previous video. Your jars are sitting down there on that. I've refilled this with cool water a little bit. And as you put all your jars in, if the bottom of your lid is there, like the bottom of your lid is there, that's where you fill your water to. So you stick all your jars in, you can fit 5 of 31 ounce and 7 of these ones, which I think are 27 ounce. It actually writes it on the bottom somewhere here if I don't put my hand in the cobwebs on the wall. But fairly often it'll... These should be getting ready. Yeah, that's 27 ounce. Should be getting ready just to pop the clips off sideways. I'll ask my sister how to do that because I don't want to do any doozy what's it. And these are still a little bit warm, but they're basically cooled off. But that has taken hours to cool these off. But anyway, that's sort of something to do before you then run it your 60 to 70 minutes. And just as a general rule of thumb, we just do everything 70 minutes here. There is one of these that I've got that's like a monster size one that you run on a gas stove, but she's very dirty and I think it's starting to corrode and it might just about be finished. Whereas this one's a self-driven electric one and she is saying the plastic is failing fast, so this might only make another 2-3 years. Maybe only another 2. But anyway, that's how all of that works. You let that run your 70 minutes, set your timer on your phone, and then you just pull the plug. Lift the lid off, which they don't really have a threaded one for this one, and you wouldn't really want to because you build up a lot of pressure in there. And then just lift the lid off, let it cool, 10 minutes to half an hour, start draining all the water out. This is not going to be level sitting on the edge of that sink, so I'll have to push that back there. And you want to try and get this level obviously when you're running it so it all matches all the rest of the... So all the jars have the water come up right under the lid, not some bloody over and some too far under. But anyway, I'll set that like so. Yeah, finish the rest of these, whack them in and turn it all on and set my timer.